Everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about some basic rules that you need to follow while solving or dealing with fractions. A fraction is nothing but you write two numbers as numerator and denominator. So for example, this one is, we read it as 2 over 5, right, or 2 divided by 5. Now this particular video deals with equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions means even though the numerators and denominators have different numbers, how can they end up being the same amount, right? So you can either multiply or divide with the same amount, right? And then you can see what is it equivalent to. Now you are given in this red pen or red marker, I have written it as 2 over 5 equals 6 over something as a question mark. Now they're saying that make these two into an equivalent fractions. How do I know that? They're saying this, make these two sides equal. But 2 over 5 is not the same as 6 over something, right? 2. So what happened to 2? 2 got how did it become 6? By multiplying 3. So you're going to do the same thing to the denominator. So do 5 times 3, which ends up as 15. So 3 over 15 is the same as 2 over 5. I'll tell you in the next step how we simplify and why they are the same. Now you have 42 over 18 and they're saying what is the equivalent of this fraction, and they already gave you a number in the denominator which is 9. So 18 became 9. What happened here? By dividing by 2, 18 have been decreased to 9. So you do the same thing to the numerator, which is 42 divided by 2, and that ends up as 21. Again, 42 over 18 is the same as 21 out of 9. Now the rule that you need to remember when simplifying fractions is that you need to divide or multiply with this. Simplifying is going down. I'm sorry, it's always divide. So you're dividing or making the fraction smaller, okay, to the point where it cannot be simplified further, okay? So you need to look up a multiplication table where the numerator and the denominator are the same. So 15 and 25, these two numbers are divisible by 5. So I'm going to dividing 5 with 15 divided by 5, the numerator part, and then 25 divided by 5, the denominator part. As you can see, they both are 5, right? Fifth table. So 15 divided by 5 ends up being 3. 25 divided by 5 ends up being 5. Okay. Now this example has a decimal. So if you are in primary years, like year 5, year 6, this would be a good advantage for you. So let's say you have 4.5 divided by 7.5. Now there's a decimal and a decimal, and as soon as you see a decimal, oh my goodness, I wish I had a calculator. That's your basic instinct, right? So what you can do is, if there is a one number after the decimal place, you can straight away get rid of that decimal. Okay, so they're gone. And now you have 45 over 75. Now if you are in primary and you only know up to 12 multiplication table, then I would say keep dividing by 5 until you reach a fraction that cannot be divisible further. But if you are in year 7 and year 8, and you should know 15th multiplication table. So 45 divided by, I'm choosing 15th table, 45 divided by 15 and 75 divided by 15. I'm making sure that they both are from the same multiplication table, and then you end up as 3 out of 5. All right. I hope it helped in simplifying. Now then we have comparing fractions. Now this is a big concept, but don't worry. Now how do you know if I give you two fractions which one is better? Okay, so there are only two rules for you to understand. The first one is make the denominator same. I'll show you how you do that. And the second one is numerator and denominator must be either multiplied or divided with the same number from the other fraction denominators. So let me adjust this a bit. Okay, so from other fractions denominator. So let's see. So here the denominator for the first fraction is 7. The denominator for the second fraction is 11. So what we are going to do is, the first goal is to make these two denominators the same. They are not in the same multiplication table. So what I have to do is, I have to take this denominator and multiply it with this fraction, and take this denominator number and multiply it with this fraction. Now you have to multiply and divide numerator and denominator. You just can't do only the denominators. That doesn't work, because if you multiply and divide with the same number, they are cancelled and the value hasn't changed. Okay, so 11 divided by 11, again it's just 1. I haven't changed anything to the original fraction. This is very important for you to understand. Just by introducing 7 and 11 here, I haven't changed anything to the original fractions. All I did is I swapped the denominator multiplying numbers, and I made sure that 11 times 7 is 77 and 7 times 11 is 77. Remember, you cannot compare apples to an oranges, right? So we always say compare apples to apples. Which apple is bigger, which apple is smaller? My drawing for apples should have been the other way, but the goal is for you to remember apples to apples, because alligator always wants to eat the bigger chunk, and to know that you need to first make something common. So we just did common denominator. So they both have 77 and 77, and the numerator has changed to 11 times 5, which is 55, and 7 times 7, which is 49. So now imagine, it's so clear. So this is taking 55 parts of 77, and this is taking 49 parts of 77. So which one is bigger? If I were you and I want to eat the bigger piece, I would put my symbol opening this way. Okay, again, to make your denominators the same, you can only compare two fractions if they are the same denominators. It becomes much easier, like the expression apples to apples, compare apples to apples, right? So that's what we looked into this. I'll do another example for you guys. Check out the other video, all right? Or maybe let me try zooming in. No, I think I need to go for another video. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. All right, check out the other videos for more examples. Thanks. You have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye bye.